Do you remember when we covered a story of Immortal Hulk, the story when Bruce Banner came back from the dead and be the Hulk again? Or even accurately, more terrifying Hulk? Now we continue the story on Immortal Hulk issue 6. But before we jump into the story, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you love deep dives into comic lore, make sure to like, comment, follow, or subscribe to Comic Leap. All right, without further ado, let's leap in. The story kicks off with a chilling flashback. We see Bruce Banner caught in a blinding gamma blast, recalling the moment he died. But death couldn't hold him. Banner describes a shadow self, a dark, primal force unlocked deep within. While Banner can die during the day, the night belongs to him. As the sun sets, the Hulk literally drags Banner back from the grave, leaving Bruce alone in a cheap motel with nothing but hazy, broken memories. Bruce Banner stares at a mirror, seeing the Hulk's rage staring back. Banner admits that while he is rational, the Hulk is unreason, a terrifyingly smarter entity guided by pure intuition. Suddenly, the mirror shatters from the inside. A stunned Banner simply mutters, "That's new," as the barrier between man and monster begins to break. For 2 days, while Bruce Banner struggles to survive on the streets, the Hulk has been pounding on the inside of the mirror, desperate to get out. Bruce recalls their brutal fight with Sasquatch, where Hulk drained Walter Lankowski's gamma energy into himself. But there's a terrifying catch. Banner suspects that when the energy came over, something else came with it. Okay, if you want to know why Hulk fought Sasquatch, you can watch the first part on the top right link above. Bruce Banner needs answers, but the old ways of communicating with the Hulk are gone. No more mental wrestling matches. To reach the beast, Banner tries automatic writing, a mystical technique once used to transcribe the language of angels. He empties his mind, letting his unconscious hand guide the pen across the paper. The result? A single, chilling word: home. But for a man whose life is a waking nightmare, where on earth is home? The scene shifts to California, where a lonely house hides a grieving soul. Inside, Betty Ross watches a news report about a deadly Hulk sighting in Minnesota. She's in deep denial, desperately whispering to herself that it can't be Bruce, that her husband isn't back from the dead. She clicks the TV off, tears streaming down her face as she insists that if he were alive, he would have let her know. But one thing for sure, she was not aware that she's being watched in her cry. Talk about a creepy twist. The scene shifts to a high-tech underwater surveillance hub where mysterious figures are hanging upside down, literally plugged into a massive network of monitors. They aren't just watching anyone, they are tracking Bruce Banner's entire support network. We see live feeds of Leonard Sampson, Rick Jones' grave, and even a tearful Betty Ross. The monitors reveal that Banner hasn't contacted any of them, not even to visit Rick's grave, which one observer calls just cold. These watchers are logging every move, realizing that Betty isn't just a civilian. She's the daughter of their boss, General Ross. The pressure is on, and the vibe is pure sci-fi horror. The surveillance gets even more intense as we meet the man behind the monitors, General Fortean. He isn't playing games. When one of the hooked-up observers questions the ethics of spying on civilians, like Betty Ross, Fortean shuts it down with cold military precision. He warns that anyone on those screens isn't an innocent bystander. They are people who have aided and comforted the Hulk, which makes them the enemy. Fortean is so hardcore that he orders the questioning monitor to have his implants reversed by 0600 and demotes him to janitorial duty. This guy is on a mission to hunt the Hulk, and he'll crush anyone, even his own staff, who shows a shred of sympathy. The conspiracy goes deeper as General Fortean walks through a high-tech facility with Dr. Clive. Fortean reveals that he's operating behind General Ross's back, keeping Shadowbase a secret so Ross can maintain plausible deniability while focusing on Steve Rogers. Fortean is obsessed with Ross's legacy, admitting that seeing the General transform into the Red Hulk opened his eyes to the truth. To defeat a monster, you must become one. As they walk, they pass a massive glass-walled lab containing a terrifying specimen, the skeletal remains of an abomination-like creature. Then, Fortean says there is only one mistake Ross made. General Fortean and Dr. Clive enter a massive laboratory where we see a glowing stasis tank containing a distorted, glowing body. Fortean coldly remarks that Ross thought one monster was enough, implying he has much bigger, darker plans. Down in the lab, we meet Dr. Charlene McGowan, who is monitoring a subject named Mr. Fry. If you don't remember who this guy is, please watch the first part of Immortal Hulk video on this channel. It turns out they dug him up from a grave, and his pain receptors are screaming off the charts. While McGowan wants to replicate his condition, Fortean is focused on the ultimate prize, capturing a real Hulk. Since they can't catch Bruce or Jennifer, they decide to hunt for someone nobody will miss. And Fortean's eyes are set on the missing Walter Lankowski. We've blasted off to the Alpha Flight space station. We find a vulnerable Walter Lankowski, Sasquatch, on a medical table, being treated by Shaman while Puck and reporter Jackie McGee look on. Walter is spiraling, desperately trying to explain that he never wanted any of this. He just wanted to find Bruce to understand the monster in the mirror. But Jackie isn't buying his innocent victim act. She ruthlessly reminds him that he spent millions and half his life choosing to become a hairy Hulk. When Walter snaps back that getting stabbed and dying wasn't exactly a voluntary act, Puck has to step in to lower the temperature. Puck and Jackie McGee discuss the random violence that led to Walter's death. Shaman clarifies that Walter isn't to blame. Instead, a malevolent force stole his body at the point of death to use as a murder weapon. This isn't just a typical monster. Shaman warns of a primal shadow, creation's other face, known as the One Below All. While Jackie remains skeptical about forces of darkness, Puck reminds her that in their world, these nightmares are very real and very scary. Carol Danvers then appears. She clears the room to deliver a chilling update to a shaken Walter Lankowski. She's just off the phone with General Fortean, the man now spearheading U.S. Hulk operations. Carol reveals that while Fortean played the charming ex-Air Force card to build rapport, his true nature is far more sinister. He didn't just ask for cooperation. He charmingly threatened Walter with lethal injection after his extradition and trial. Captain Marvel lays out a brutal ultimatum from the military. If her team captures Bruce Banner and hands him over, Walter Lankowski will be fully exonerated for the hospital massacre. If she refuses, they're taking Walter instead. Puck and Shaman look on in disbelief as the weight of the choice sinks in. Shaman points out the impossible catch. Without the power of Sasquatch, they have zero chance of defeating the Hulk. But Carol has a steely glint in her eye. She knows Alpha Flight isn't enough, so she prepares to call in her other team. Yeah, we know her other team, right? Let's move now. The night has arrived in Iowa, and Bruce Banner feels the Hulk's message with terrifying clarity. They are heading home, the place where the Hulk's power is absolute. Bruce attempts to hitchhike across Nebraska and Colorado, sticking to the shadows of small towns to stay hidden. But his journey is cut short. A blazing light descends from the stars, and Bruce realizes that's not a car. Captain Marvel has found him. Bruce Banner tries to play it cool, asking Captain Marvel if this is a social call or strictly business. Carol doesn't mince words. The Hulk's past heroism earned him some rope, but that rope has officially run out. Suddenly, the heavy hitters arrive. It's not just Carol, she's brought the Avengers, including a massive Hulkbuster, Thor, Black Panther, Ghost Rider, and Captain America. Banner is surrounded. Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk, steps forward, and she is absolutely furious. She confronts Bruce about his death, screaming that while she was in a coma, he set himself up to die and forced Clint Barton to pull the trigger. As her skin turns green and her eye glows with gamma rage, she berates him for the guilt he piled on his friends. Thor tries to calm her down as she struggles for control. Finally, Captain Marvel delivers the ultimatum. They don't want to hurt him, but Bruce needs to come with them right now. Banner warns the Avengers that the sun has gone down and the night belongs to the Hulk. Captain Marvel stands her ground, revealing she knows the pattern of his sightings and won't let Bruce die just to set the monster free. In a chilling final moment, Bruce clenches his fist, his face contorting with dark intensity. He utters a terrifying truth. I'm already dead. Bruce Banner's clothes shred as the Immortal Hulk explodes onto the scene. Towering over the Avengers with glowing green eyes and primal rage, the monster is officially out to play. It's time for action and reaction. And things are about to get messy. All right, everyone, that's the story of Immortal Hulk issue 6. We will cover the next issue on the next Leaps. Or do you have another comic book story you want me to cover next? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, leave a comment, follow and subscribe to help us grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next Leap. Bye!